Sure, my name's Fiona Stanley. I've had a life of investigating epidemiological aspects of disease and problems that are affecting children and young people in Australian society. I have a specific interest in Aboriginal health and wellbeing and bringing data to make a difference to policy, which is the biggest challenge that I have.
Okay, fantastic. So, well, what do you think people should be able to take away from the March on Science? What do you hope they'll take?
I hope they won't feel too negative. I think people should be feeling anguished that science is being undervalued, that scientists themselves are being denigrated, that, for example, like the climate change denial is still alive and well, because that's really important that people appreciate how important it is to measure what's happening in society, to take note of that, to be able to analyse why, and then to make a difference. And that sequence of events, that scientific pathway to making knowledge work for society, should have been the biggest message for today. Now, in order for that to happen, you had to have that wonderful commitment to universal literacy, so people understand at least enough aspects of science to be able to make a comment about it, to be able to influence themselves and others. Then you have to have the ability to actually influence the communication of science so that people are getting that. And then, of course, we want people out there to actually support through their parliamentary processes and lobbying politicians for the support of science funding. But more importantly than science funding is this appreciation of the importance of science for our society. That's what I think should come out of today.
Excellent. So what are you hopeful with regards to the future of science, near, medium and long term?
I'm very excited about the future of science, and the major reason for that is our abilities now to measure are so sophisticated. If I was starting all over again, I'd be doing embryology of the brain. What can we do now to measure brain function and brain understanding of brain is just so exciting. So I think that the measurement aspects of science make the future of science incredibly exciting, and I think that's something that really is going to revolutionise it. Look what's happening in terms of things like microchips and nanotechnology and all of those things. It's remarkable. It's going to be so exciting. If I was a young scientist today, I'd be really, really thrilled about being in an area of science that had such a revolutionary approach to the way we can measure things, analyse things, look at things, big data, all of that stuff.
Absolutely, yes. Okay, so what do you think of the future of neuroscience? Because I think that's pretty hot now, and understanding the very seat of what gives rise to our sense of self.
I think it's really interesting. Neuroscience to me is one of the most exciting. I've done a lot of pediatric developmental disorder research, but what's so amazing is the difference we know between what specifically happens in neurons and then trying to scale that up to how we interpret love or sadness. That's the big gap, isn't it? The exciting gap. And we're a long way from that. But boy, that's going to be the best and exciting thing of how neuroscience can be utilised to see how the brain works overall and how it develops overall and what goes wrong with it and so on.
Certainly an exciting time to be around,
absolutely,
isn't it?
Absolutely. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Fiona.
My pleasure.
Cheers.
Okay.